start the word of prayer. Father God, I thank you for this opportunity to give me, Father, to come up here. Father, I just pray, Lord Jesus, that your truth, Father, will be shared today just as clearly as it was shown to me. Father, prepare the hearts of those who are in this congregation this morning, Father, to receive your message. Lord, push me aside, Father, and take my place. I pray this in Christ's name. Amen. I saw one of the most amazing things I've ever seen this week. It happened while at camp. I woke up Thursday morning and I walked outside and I saw youth worshiping. And you might be saying, now what's so special about that? It was real. You know, in here, worship, you know, it's everything we can do to just clap. Amen? I mean, but no, I walked outside and I saw these youth with their foreheads to the ground and hands outstretched. In Hebrew, that's a form of worship called shakah. And it literally means in awe of God. And so I saw these youth kneeling, actually bowing down in worship, just in awe of God. Looked around a little bit more, and man, there was another one. He's up there like this, he's walking around, and he's actually singing. I love it. You know, and this is a form of worship called hallel. It means clamoring for God. I need more. God, that's what he was saying. He couldn't get enough. And there was another one. Knelt down like this, head bowed, and his hands were out. And this is Hebrew for barak. Is the name of it. Barak. It means complete surrender. And he was completely surrendered at that moment. And there was another one. Man, and I tell you, they were everywhere. There was 140 youth that came up. And I'm not saying all of them did, because some of them were laughing at those who were worshiping. But there were others that were there just like this. And this is yada. It means I'm waiting patiently for it. They needed patience. And you know, that's one of the hardest things to see. But this was real worship. And what I can tell you is, this was not, they didn't have to do this. This was something they chose to do. And this is before I even got up. It was amazing, guys. But what had happened the night before was that they had experienced God. And it changed them enough to change their actions the next morning. Because I guarantee you, when they first arrived at camp, none of them would have done that. But they had experienced God, and it changed their life. If we look in Exodus, you can turn there, Exodus chapter 33, verse 19. Something very similar happened. Now, Moses was just assigned the task of leading the Israelites into the promised land. But he had to do one other thing first, because you see the 10 commandments that God had actually written down and gave to Moses. Moses brought them back down. He threw them and actually broke them. So God wanted him to go up and rewrite the 10 commandments. But one thing that Moses asked for was this. It says, verse 18. Moses had one more request. Please let me see your glorious presence. And the Lord replied, I will make all my goodness pass before you, and I will call out my name, the Lord, to you. I will show kindness to anyone I choose, and I will show mercy to anyone I choose. But you may not look directly at my face, for no one may see me and live. And the Lord continued, stand here on this rock beside me. As my glorious presence passes by, I will put you in the cleft of the rock and cover you with my hand until I have passed. If you'll skip over to chapter 34, verse 29. It says, when Moses came down the mountain carrying the stone tablets, is that right? Is that right? No, this is right. When Moses came down the mountain carrying the stone tablets inscribed with the terms of the covenant, he wasn't aware that his face glowed because he had spoken to the Lord face to face. And when Aaron and the people of Israel saw the radiance of Moses' face, they were afraid to come near him. Moses had the very presence of God pass right by him, and it caused a physical change. Moses' face glowing. Anybody ever seen anything like that? I have. You know, I kind of think it'd be like a flashlight, you know, kind of scare me a little bit. But listen, guys, when these youth experienced God, it changed their life. It was a transformation from that night to the next morning. When Moses went up on that mountain for 40 days, and he was in the presence of God, and he came back down, he was transformed. He was changed. I wonder what would happen if everybody in here would actually experience the presence of God, how that would change the church. What would happen if everybody had a devotion with God and spent time with him daily, how that would change the church, how that would change you.